Hey y'all, Josh here today, aka the world's greatest dad, and what we got here is the Chapin 5999 65-foot retractable hose reel. And today we're going to be doing an install, demo, and full in-depth review on this bad boy to see if it might be a good option for you as well. So with that being said, let's get it. So first off, let's go ahead and take a look at everything you're going to get when you pick this package up, starting with your 65-foot retractable hose, reel, and housing. Then you're going to have your mounting bracket right there. They throw in this nice hose nozzle, all the screws that you're going to need to mount in both wood and masonry, and then we've got our instruction book as well. And the instruction book itself is fairly thin. Not a lot you need to know on this product, but it does have information on who you need to contact if you have any issues. And as we open it up, it gives you all the different parts and pieces, as well as shows you exactly how to install and mount this thing. And it comes in a couple different languages as well. So now that we know what we're working with, let's go ahead and get started with the install of our mounting bracket. Now I've already spent a little time to get this measured out so I know exactly where I want to put it. But basically a couple things I want to point out is number one, this arrow should be pointing up and be at the top side of your mounting. And number two, you're going to want to go ahead and pre-mark your holes so you can pre-drill them as well. We're going to be using a 5/32 bit right here. And after we pre-drill them, we're going to use the provided screws to get this thing all secure. So we've got our mounting bracket installed, but before we move on, let me tell you a couple little extra things I did. Number one, you'll see that I actually added some washers to these screws. Now it didn't come with those washers, but just for reinforcement to make sure this thing's really strong, I ran down to the hardware store and picked up 4 small washers. The second thing is you're going to need a socket to tighten these, and you can either use a 13/32 or a 10 millimeter if you're using metric. Now mounting this thing is super simple, as we're just going to remove this hinge pin from this right here. Get the holes aligned, reinsert our hinge pin, and we're good to go. Now our hose to faucet connection right here is going to be a total of 6 feet. So you got about 6 feet to work with where you mount this and where you need to connect to your faucet. They also have this nice little rubber gasket right here. So hopefully when we get this connected and turned on, no leaks, no squeaks, just how we like it. Now before we turn this water on and test this thing out, let's go ahead and attach this nice little bonus nozzle they throw in as well. So there's our Chapin hose reel fully installed, and I gotta say, man, this is one sharp looking unit. Another thing I love about it is this swivel ability of 180 degrees. So no matter what part of the yard you need some hose to, you're not gonna get any friction pulling this thing out. So let's get our water turned on, test this thing out. No leaks, no squeaks. Now our overall yard here isn't the largest yard, but it's a decent size. And as you can see, with this 65-foot, half-inch PVC hose, we're able to cover just a ton of ground and water pretty much everything we would need to water here in this yard. So next off, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about this nice little hose nozzle that they throw in as well. This thing's pretty sharp, man. I love the fact that it's got thumb control for on and off, so it's real easy to turn on and off, and also super easy to adjust with these 10 different settings as well. Let's take a look at each one of those settings. Now on this hose reel, there is this nice little red mark tape right here that's going to let you know not to pull any further. And when you're all done with this thing, all you do is simply give it one little pull and it's going to start to retract. So a couple other things you should know about this Chapin retractable hose reel. First off, although it does work and retract when it's full of pressure and water, for best results you want to shut the water off and drain the line before retracting. The second thing you should know is that Chapin is a USA-based company right out of New York, and they provide USA-based customer service. So if you got any issues with this thing, call that number right there on the front of the instruction book and they're going to take care of you. So there you go. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the Chapin 5999 65-foot retractable hose reel. Now this thing is a great addition to our yard, and I love the fact that when I need to water, I simply pull it out, do my watering, and when I'm done, retract it, and I don't have to worry about tripping over any hose. I also love the fact that they threw in that nice bonus hose nozzle, making this a really complete package for the money. So for those reasons and more, I'm easily giving this thing a world's greatest dad thumbs up, and I say, go out and get you one. Hey, one more thing before you go. I want to let you know that the Chapin company behind this 65-foot hose reel is a big fan of the world's greatest dad's in-depth and informational videos. Therefore, about 2 months ago, they reached out to me and asked me if they could send me this product for video review purposes. Now, with that being said, all the thoughts and opinions expressed in this video were my own, and I always do my best to accurately portray any product I review. Now, I hope this video helped you out, and we'll see you next time.